And we're live. Hello, everyone. Hopefully, everyone had a great week. It's been kind of a wild one, guys. So definitely stay safe. First assignment, Gardner, if you can, find me at least one or two of the posts from people getting swatted. I was able to find, I think, one or two real quick during show prep, but I know there's a lot more. So if you want, go ahead and check those out. And I guess DM me or post them in the chat. How's it going, Bandit? Good to see you. Good to see you, Shell, as always. Got my regulars. You know I love you guys. But to kick us off, I figure I'd do a nice little palate cleanser, something nice to start the week because, I don't know, it's been a rough one, guys, especially for people on the right, especially for people that, or at least the not left, right? We went over that last week. It's really right now is the left and the not left. So don't be part of the left, whatever you do. Hey, Tobias from Glen Daniel, West Virginia. Okay, I'm right near Martinsburg. So Panhandle. Good to see you, Tobias. Thank you. Give you 5. Understood, Gardner. I will give you 5 minutes. I still need to get the chat up here, but we're going to start with a nice palate cleanser for the people that are not the left because it's adorable. I don't care what you say. All the haters are going to hate no matter what. I just really appreciate this. I think it's great. Everyone says that Trump's just some kind of an asshole. Speaking of an asshole, another asshole, greetings. Good to see you. But yeah, guys, this is it's adorable. Like you see Trump, he was getting on Marine One with little X here. I don't know. It's just something nice to see. A little wholesome way to start the show. Everyone on the left loves posting, oh, you know, Trump's just a fascist. He's an evil person. He's a racist, a bigot, or he's always something. But guys, he's obviously a human being. Like, he was helping little X onto the helicopter. Come on, man. Like, give the guy a break. And then all the left is also like, oh, where's his mom? Why is he always at the White House? Why do we have kids at the White House? It's like, we should want children in the White House because that means that the people in the White House are relatable to the average family. We should be celebrating children in the White House. I don't know. I don't know what you guys think. I thought it's great. I agree, Shell. It made me happy. That's why I wanted to start the show with this today. It was just an innocent, it was a great shot. I don't know. Just a nice way to start the day before we get into it. Because, you know, we get into it with things like this. So there was a crazy person at a dealer at CarMax in Los Angeles because, you know, California is doing so good. But this person, literally, 8 people were injured, 2 critically, when a driver plowed a vehicle into a CarMax. CarMax said the driver was a customer whose vehicle had been appraised. He was later arrested. I have a feeling they didn't want to buy it anymore. I don't know. This kind of stuff just distracts us from the important things. That's true, Tobias, but you know what? We still need to appreciate the nice things. But, yeah, 8 people injured, guys. Crazy person just driving a car through a CarMax. Like, what are we doing? I don't think it's in very good condition anymore to buy it. People driving vehicles into people is now happening here. It's a really big thing they love doing over in Europe right now when they took away all their, you know, other instruments. But yeah, people are getting a little more unhinged out there, guys. So definitely be careful. Speaking of unhinged, I'm not going to play the full video. If you guys want to watch it, please do. But Alex Jones here is posting that General Flynn called him to warn InfoWars that he has confirmed high-level intel sources that there is a credible plot against the life of Alex Jones. Yeah, the rules don't apply. Yeah, in California, guys, it's crazy. Like, I grew up there. Glad I don't live there anymore. I don't want to go back. No desire to. It's kind of a failed state at this point. It's one of the largest economies as an individual state, and yet they just can't seem to get their stuff together at all. At all. Yeah, guys, we have high-level sources here confirming that there is going to be attempts against Alex. And when you combine that with the other stuff that we've seen, guys, it's just getting crazy. We have something like this. Thank you, Gardner, for pulling this. United Cajun Navy posted, and this was happening a bunch this week, guys. Bunch of people got the police called on them in a way that is not legitimate. There's a lot of reports of people getting pizza deliveries that they didn't ask for. A lot of security hygiene here, folks. Posting publicly that you were swatted just confirms to the people doing it that they have the right address. Posting that you got a pizza delivery that you didn't order is confirming to the people that are doing this that they have your correct address. So please be careful. Hey, Dr. Gold, good to see you as always. You sent 4. Okay, well, let me see if I can... Oh, got one also from West Virginia. Thank you very much, Mr. Funny Guy. All right, looks like we got a tally. Let's pull up this thread. So it looks like this was posted yesterday. So the day prior, so 2 days ago, Cat Turd, Gunther, Joe Talk Show, Nick Sortor, Sean Farash, Real Chase Geisler, Real Hickory, and WC Dispatch. All of them. Yeah, Tobias says the extreme left is realizing how serious we are and are becoming desperate. We need to match their energy. We need to be careful, though. We don't want to do things that are criminal. We need to continue to apply pressure legally. We need to continue to apply the pressure with Doge. We need to continue to apply pressure using the legislature. We just passed a continuing resolution, guys. I don't know. I still haven't figured out how I feel about that one. They have more time to sort out the details to pass a budget that would eliminate a lot of the things that Doge has cut. So I understand the argument on that one. I do. But I also don't like that we just codified the exact same spending that we've been trying to cut is now voted on again and staying in place until September. I'm sure that the left is going to take everything to court and say, look, it was passed in the budget. Look, the continuing resolution says that we're supposed to keep spending this money, even though Doge has canceled it. So, like I said, I'm not 100% certain how I feel about the CR. I know how Thomas Massey feels about it. And I know how a lot of people feel about Thomas Massey and his feelings on it. But you can see here, Joe Talk Show, one of the people listed, did an entire segment on his show where I watched it earlier today. Again, I don't think I'm going to play the entire 9 minutes. But essentially, he was saying that he wasn't planning on talking about it. But because of the way things are going and how many people are affected, he did an entire segment on it. Yeah. Middle of the night, guys. That's how this usually works. And you got to be very, very careful. The idea behind swatting is that they are trying to do physical harm to you or your family or end their lives. So it is attempted murder, in my opinion. It is the opinion of many others that it is also attempted murder to do this. It's not good, though, guys. I agree, Tobias, that we need to do something about it, but I don't think matching this energy is the right answer. I don't think sending people to anyone's front door is the right answer, unless it is through an investigation and the police are conducting a raid based on evidence or some other form of information that they have obtained through that investigation. Then I'm fine with it. But doing this in an illegal manner is not the answer. It's like Dr. Cole says, this is crazy. It really is, guys. This last week, as Tobias pointed out, I think the left is starting to realize how seriously we can damage their fundraising apparatus. And so it's really putting their future and their elections at risk. Now, what this tells me if they're getting this desperate already with the cuts that have been made to date, is that many, many elections have probably been bought and paid for using our own money. And I don't like that at all. I never really liked the fact that there's so much money in politics to begin with, but I really don't like it when it's my money. So what do you guys think about that? What do you think about the fact that they're using our money for elections? It's not just private money, right? There was an episode, Joe Rogan with Elon. He actually goes into detail how people have found ways to start nonprofits and NGOs as a way to gain leverage on the system to turn a little bit of money into an awful lot of federal money to do whatever it is that they say they want to do when they apply for the grants. So yeah, Kash Patel came out and publicly posted that he wanted to address the alarming rise in swatting incidents targeting media figures. The FBI is aware of this dangerous trend, and my team and I are already taking action to investigate and hold those accountable. This isn't about politics. Weaponizing law enforcement against any American is not only morally reprehensible, but also endangers lives, including those of our officers, and it will not be tolerated. So it says, we're fully committed to working with local law enforcement to crack down on these crimes. More updates to come. And this would fall under the purview of the FBI because a lot of this is going to be interstate or international. A lot of people spoofing phone numbers. Nope. Taxpayers paying for elections. I got a DM. All right. All right. What do we got? What do we got? Oh, man. So, like I said, an example, you've got these pizza deliveries, guys. Be careful. If one of these shows up at your house, I would not recommend posting about it on X. Again, you are confirming that they have found you. So be careful with that. Juanita Broderick apparently posts that she just had a delivery of pizzas that she didn't order. West Virginia posts, I want pizza, though. That's fair. I'm a big fan of pizza myself. But I don't want pizza that I didn't order, especially if it's going to come with a law enforcement tactical team. That's a topping that I don't care to taste. I don't want to enjoy that one. And it's not going to probably be enjoyable. So we got to be careful with it. Let's see. All right, so I got another link. Looks like we were sent. Yeah, guys, and this is all following this story. This story is what kicked off this week when it comes to the violence, guys. Jamie White from InfoWars returned home and was killed. Another reporter from InfoWars the next day was swatted twice. And then we saw all of the other swattings that we have been discussing. Guys, it is not good. And the fact that the reaction is to send a full tactical team, especially right now when there's so much of this going on, is also drawing a lot of negative attention. You have people like Homath here. It's a pretty solid take. I don't know what you guys think about the whole swatting thing and whether you think full tactical teams should be used whenever one of these phone calls. See, the real issue is, guys, they can't afford not to. Yeah, Shell, I agree. R.I.P. Jamie. Yeah, it's crazy, guys. You just got to have good security hygiene. You got to keep yourself aware. You got to be able to protect yourself. And one of the best pieces of advice, and, you know, Joe goes over it on his, which one was it? Joe Pagliarulo. I'm awful with names. During his discussion was talking about that the best thing that you can do if this happens to you is to call law enforcement. Like if you see them at your door or around your property, and they shouldn't be there, call 911. Start the discussion. Be open with communication. Don't answer the door armed. Don't resist. It's just going to end badly. But as you can see here, though, Homath has a decent point. It says, why? Hey, here's a clue. Why not have a policy where you don't send 20 combative people with murder weapons to a random person's house when they get a call from an anonymous number that can't be traced? Has anyone at the nation's most powerful crack team of law enforcement officers thought of checking to see if the call is real before pointing guns at people? Maybe you can try reevaluating the policy of sieging literally any address that is given to any cop by literally anyone at any time, no questions asked. When I worked as a pizza delivery driver in college, I remember asking people for their name and address to make sure I had the information right. You could try that. West Virginia says, Glendale, West Virginia, I got into an awesome fight there. Gotta love bonding in the chat. Questionable Garner says he sent me Kash Patel's post. Okay. Let's see what we got. Researcher working overtime. Also, as a follow-up, this is what they talked about right here. Open secrets, Lindsey Graham donations. Yeah. Yikes. The U.S. Defense Department, U.S. government, the U.S. Army, the U.S. Air Force, the U.S. Postal Service. Why are all of these organizations donating to Lindsey Graham? And how are they allowed to? That seems kind of crazy. I get Boeing, right? National Defense Contractor. Makes sense. The Republican Senatorial Committee. Sure. Delta Airlines, Blackstone Group, Lockheed Martin. Guys, Warhawk. This guy is a corrupt Warhawk. Don't let anyone tell you different. And let's see. You said that you sent me. Let me refresh real quick. See what we got. No, now you know why he votes the way he does. Warmonger 100%. Yes. 100%. I'm looking real quick, Gardner. I'm looking for, you said you sent a post from, oh, yep. This is the post that I got right here. Yep. I got it. Yeah. Lindsey Graham is 100% a warmonger. Really want to post one of my shitty Lindsey Graham memes, but I'm fighting the urge. Try not to get me kicked off YouTube. Someone died. That sucks. Yeah. Dogs were poisoned. Someone tried to kill their... Oh, this is Valentina Gomez. Comment. Cash, my dogs were poisoned. Someone tried to kill my father, and I've had countless death threats. And the St. Louis FBI, where I used to live, was absolutely useless and ignored everything that was going on. This is pure domestic terrorism. Yeah. Yeah, guys, it's not good, right? It's just not a good situation all around. The swatting thing needs to stop. Just making sure I didn't miss any tabs. I did not. Okay. The one thing that I did want to do, though, is I got sent another link that shows that, hey, look, some people aren't giving into it. You got Alex here. Drove up to a Tesla dealership in his Cybertruck to confront protesters with a megaphone. That's very Alex Jones. So we're going to actually turn on the audio on this one.
America is winning and taking the country back from George Soros.
Yep, America is winning. We're taking the country back. I agree, and that's why they're so mad.
Billionaires and the leftist terrorists are not successful and will not be able to stop us from removing the deep state.
Anyone notice there's a lot less like good quality signs out there for these protests now that the USAID and grant money is gone? Like, it just seems so half-assed now. I was always so impressed by their coordinated signs, except now I know that I help pay for them. But yeah, their signs suck now.
America rising. America is standing with President Trump and Elon Musk. America is standing against the tyrants, and we will defeat you. You can burn up Tesla dealerships. You can engage in terrorism.
Dude, Alex Jones has some big balls. That's all I got to say. Like, I get it. A lot of people don't like him. A lot of people don't like his personality. A lot of people don't like his take on Sandy Hook. He's apologized for that one, but people still won't let it go. But guys, he's right more than he's wrong. And the fact that he's willing to do stuff like this to make his voice heard, I have a hard time not liking the guy. I don't know what you guys think, but yeah, good job to Alex Jones for, standing up for all of us. Let's see, where are we now? Jamie, nope. Cash. Ah, yes. Something else that came this week. You respect him a lot. Me too, Bandit. I think a lot of people got dragged like he did. Most people would have given up. But Dan here, today was his last show. This is from yesterday, right? Friday was his last show. It's been an honor of a lifetime to have the privilege of being on the radio, your phone, and in your homes for a few hours every day. It's not easy to keep it together as I type this. Please tune into my last podcast on Rumble at 11 and allow me to say a proper goodbye. I'll see you all on the other side. Yeah, guys, Deputy Director of the FBI. He stepped away from the largest live audience podcast on earth on Rumble to take this position. He walked away from so much money that you and I cannot comprehend it. Probably easily tens of millions of dollars a year. And he did it to serve. It's the opposite of what we see in people like Lindsey Graham, who are only running and only still in office because of the money that they can gain from doing so. You see Trump lost money in office. Dan's going to lose money in office. It's crazy, guys. The amount of money he walked away from and the power that he walked away from with his audience and his voice on his show, incalculable, guys, incalculable. You and I will never understand it. I'll work hard to see if I can someday. But guys, mad respect for Dan Bongino walking away from his show to serve. Questionable Gardener states, a Dan Bongino story will be launching in the next 24 hours. I just finished it Friday. Ooh. Little announcement. Keep an eye out from the Questionable Gardener. If you're not following him, make sure you do. But yeah, next 24 hours, story about Dan Bongino, guys. Awesome. So this is the type of people we need in office. Dr. Gold, I completely agree with you. It used to be that our founders, most of the original legislature, guys, it is not supposed to be a full-time job. These people had their own businesses, they had their own thing to do, and they took the time to serve. It was the same way back in the Roman Senate. You had your farm or you had your business, whatever you were a merchant, whatever. You went and served. It was your obligation and your duty to serve. You did so, and then you returned to your previous life. I bet you Dan, when he's done, can pick up the podcast microphone again. He may not have the same size show. He may even have a bigger one at that point. But if he returns, he will be successful again in his own business. Those are definitely the kind of people that we need in office. I completely agree with you, Dr. Gold, and so does Shell. Yes, we need more people serving like Dan. And I don't even care if their political views and their beliefs are in alignment with mine or yours. I wish that every person in the legislature had their own thing going for them so that they did not rely on stealing money from you and me to make a living, to enrich themselves at our expense. You have people like Massey, right? Thomas Massey. He is he's like a highly trained engineer, guys. It was what, MIT? I think. I want to say Harvard, or I want to say it's MIT. Him and his wife both. Highly qualified people doing their own thing. Then he goes to serve. We need a lot more people like him. But you can see here, signing off.
Hope you guys enjoyed the show, man. I'm gonna tell you, I certainly did. That's one of those shows
That's
where,
one of the best shows.
man, I looked up and, we say it's gone. Like, I looked up and it was gone. Like, I looked up and we were 2.5 hours in. Like, what just happened? Oh, man. I gotta keep my earpiece in that drawer. Gee, that drawer's only for me, okay? Second.
Yeah, guys, 2.5 hour show. He signs off. Like, most of the time, guys, I'm like, hey, don't be emotional, especially on camera. But guys, like I said, he walked away from the largest podcast on earth. And he's doing it. He's investing in our country. I wouldn't even call it a sacrifice for him. So, mad respect to Dan. I look forward to his work and what he's going to do as the deputy director of the FBI. So, we'll follow him on the weekly update, guys. We'll follow him. We'll see what the article says that the Questionable Gardener is going to be releasing. I look forward to reading that. Maybe we can read some small excerpts from it next week. Oh, you DM me some Bongino stats. Okay, before we move on then, let's see if we can pull that up. Scroll, scroll, scroll. And it's not a link. What's up, Misha? Let's go on that. Yep. So Bongino's podcast reached 16 million downloads in July of 2024 and eventually earned him the top spot on Apple Podcasts later that month. He was the number 3 on Spotify in the same period and racked up 42 million downloads on Rumble. Bongino had 350 million total downloads on Rumble in 2024. Holy buckets. Those are some numbers. Oh, no worries. I can still read. I appreciate you. Thank you for doing the research, sir. And I look forward to your article. Because, guys, this is what we get with most of our legislature. This is what we get from most of the people. And, this cartoon, I get it. It's funny. It says Democrats. It's not just Democrats, guys. It's the Uniparty. It's all of them. It's almost every person in our government this represents. So I appreciate it's a funny comic, but it's worse than that because it's not just the Democrats. But they literally take U.S. aid from the American people. They hand it to an NGO. The NGO hands the kickback back under the table under laundering. And the politicians get to collect what's called dark money. You want to know how people end up as multi-millionaires, decamillionaires, centimillionaires while they're in a position that has a salary of like $147,000 a year in one of the most expensive places to live? Their salary is not enough money to own a residence in Washington, D.C. And yet they all have multiple residences. They all have very robust stock portfolios. This is how. And it's so irritating. And one of the things, like I said, if you're not following Questionable Gardener, he's doing the research for us and sending me links so that I can pull up extra things for you. If you're not following him, you should. He's been utilizing some of Data Republican's tools to do deep dives into different NGOs and expose some of them. He has some great threads. You can find those over on X. You should absolutely read some of them if you're in the mood to get really angry, because they're pretty irritating. Like, I appreciate you writing them, and I love to get through them, but God, every time I read one of them, I just get more upset. So thank you. and I hate it. But yeah, you can see here that Kash Patel with some more cracking down on public corruption. Says today, following efforts with our interagency partners, I can report that a career director level employee at the U.S. Customs and Border Protection has been charged with allegedly attempting to defraud FEMA, as well as lying to federal agents. This is part of the new FBI's renewed efforts to crack down on public corruption and deliver accountability to the American people. Oh, a spider web of kickbacks. Another DM, little bit of research from Questionable Gardener. Always appreciated. Oh, no. Let's see. How tangled is this one? Check out this tangled web of money laundering. Back and forth money movement before $3 billion finally lands at the doorstep of the Nature Conservancy. Guys, how could you not love the Nature Conservancy, right? It's like save the children. You have to love to save children, right? Guys, these things are criminal enterprises at best. Special thanks to the Data Republican for the site and helping expose the money transfers. Imagine if each step takes just 1% handling fee for these transfers. Is there... Can you see all of it? I think you can actually see all of it, and I can't zoom on the picture. Dang it. I'm trying to click on the plus picture on the picture and it's not working. But yeah, guys, the back and forth webs that you can see in these is crazy. Oh, here's a zoomed in. Nature Conservancy, gross receipts, $2.675 billion. Taxpayer funds, $125 million. Yeah, but you know all that money's coming from somewhere because these numbers don't add up. Let me go full screen on this one real quick. Got a different view so we can get the whole thing. Trustees at Columbia University, $9 billion. I bet you Columbia has an endowment that is big enough to not give them any money, but taxpayer funds, $1.227 billion. Guys, what are we doing? This is how people are getting rich. And as he points out, what if each group only took 1% as a transfer fee? You're talking tens of millions of dollars scraping it off the top. And then you can see here, another pass-through, largest of the immigrant grants, the Illinois Coalition for Immigrant and Refugee Rights, $80 million, with 96.9% of their funding coming from taxpayers. $77 million out of the $80 million, guys. And look at this crazy tangled web. Like, guys, what are we doing? Shell says ridiculous with an angry face. Yeah. Misha, thank you for commenting, Misha. I was thinking about EV charging stations. I was wondering if maybe the ones that got taken out are the ones that lost their aid money in cities where county places couldn't afford the power bill. I mean, it seems kind of odd. I was pondering why. If the government aid power money is gone, whoever has to foot the bill probably wouldn't want to have to foot the bill. That is a homegrown theory. It's not a bad theory, though. Like, if you're thinking about it, it kind of makes sense, right? That's most theories. I can see that, Misha. I could see it. I would love to see a deep dive. I don't know if Gardner has done any or has found anything using Data Republican's tools when it comes to like EV charging station setups in these urban cities. But we do know that there is no way that private money funded all of them, right? There was a huge government push in the Green New Deal or the infrastructure bill to try and push electric vehicle adoption, to try and push charging station construction to make it practical. So I would think it would makes sense that part of that would be subsidizing the cost of construction and probably for a period of time subsidizing the cost of the electricity for those. Because I bet if you and me went there and plugged in our car, the rate we're paying is probably not the full rate. It's probably subsidized. And if that subsidy grant goes away, that could get kind of expensive, especially if your business is built on the assumption that that grant money is going to be there. Yeah, I could see it. I could see it, Misha. How about anyone else? Anyone else think that sounds at least plausible? I think it does. But we have some other progress as we transition from this story. Thank you, Gardner, for those research links. Wonderful as always. Not going to get an electric car. Dr. Gold chimes in. Not going to get an EV because it would be easier for the government to cut it off. Guys, that's true. But, and if you can pull it real quick, Gardner, I know you love this last second, but it's like every vehicle from a certain year on has had a built-in kill switch. Like, Misha, thank you. Yeah, Gardner, if you want to pursue that one, I say go for it. That sounds like it would be a great write-up if you can find anything on it. But yeah, guys, every vehicle after, I want to say 2019, somewhere in that neighborhood, has had a built-in kill switch. I drive a 2012, and I'm perfectly fine with it. Thing's got like 200,000 miles on it. It's a diesel, though. It'll go forever. Chassis will probably fall apart before that thing does. It's one of them Volkswagen diesels that the government hates because they cheated on their emissions tests. But you know what? I don't care. I actually want to see, it would be nice if you could legally go back to the old programming, because I don't have emissions in the state that I'm in, and it would just be nicer to have a couple extra miles per gallon. But as we were just getting to, today the fugitive leader of ISIS in Iraq was eliminated. He was relentlessly hunted by our warfighters. And along with other members of ISIS, in coordination with the Iraqi government and the Kurdish regional government, peace through strength. Yep. I've seen the video. I'm not going to play the video on the stream. If you guys want to go watch it, you can. It's available. It's out there. It's on X. But I have a feeling YouTube would probably frown on it because it shows the ending of someone's life. So if you want to see it, go look at it. Precision guided weapons, folks. That's one way to do it. Great news. I agree, Bandit. Shell says, I'm with you, Dr. Gold. Oh, yep. For not getting an EV. Yeah, it's probably a good call, Shell. Don't do it. Don't do it. As much as it would be great for my commute and the fact that I could charge it for free at work. No, I don't think it's worth it. So I'm with you, Dr. Gold. I'm with you, Shell. Gunther here posts that Elon said there's $500 billion of waste in the Social Security Administration. There's a massive amount of waste. And actually, it looks like this is them just talking about the video. So let's just watch the video.
Really, what we're adding here is caring and competence. And there's a massive amount of fraud of basically people submitting Social Security numbers for Social Security benefits, unemployment, small business administration loans, and medical, where those are fake Social Security numbers, or they're stolen somebody else's Social Security number, and we're trying to put a stop to all of that.
Which is why one of the main reasons I think that people are so angry. They're fighting tooth and nail, saying, "Oh, they're trying to come for our Medicaid. They're coming for our Medicare. They're coming for our Social Security." If this is the Social Security that you're getting, yes, we are coming for it because it is fraud and it is waste. It is an abuse of the taxpayer to do this. So yes, I am 100% supporting cuts to Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid if it means cutting the waste, the fraud, and abuse. Now, these programs also need to be eliminated. I don't think it would be the right answer. As much as I would love to just say, cut the program, that's it. It's probably not the right answer to just drop the program cold turkey. But you know what? Start phasing it out. I'm probably not going to get the money anyway. So you know what? It's fine. I don't need it. I'll invest for my own retirement. Everybody else should be too. The fact that our school systems don't teach people how to invest properly and interact with the economy tells you they want you to stay poor. They want you to stay dependent. The government wants you dependent. The government doesn't want you independent. The government doesn't want you to know how the economy works. They don't want you to know how investments work, asset ownership. They don't want you to know any of that. So educate yourself. Take that power away from them. Get off of these programs, guys.
And that's the number which is,
if you can,
estimated to be on the order of 10% of federal expenditures, which is, half a $1 trillion.
10% of federal expenditures is fraud and waste. That is an astronomical number.
Huge number.
Yeah.
You're working with the agency heads. You're working with the cabinet secretaries.
Yes.
I saw Howard Lutnick was on TV yesterday saying you were partnering with them. Is that fair?
Yeah, what we do is in consultation with the cabinet secretaries and with their departments. So,
yeah, guys, everyone's like, he works for the government. He's running the government. No, he's a consultant. Banna says, absolutely. Dr. Gold says, I actually picked a class on investment in high school, but it was not required. Yeah, guys. Ooh, okay. Let me get a drink real quick. Ooh, okay. The fact that investment education is not required in school, like I actually learned how to write a check in elementary school. I don't think they're doing that anymore. But yeah, not required is crazy, guys. Economics should be a required class. I don't know why it wouldn't be, unless they're just trying to keep you dumb, which I think they are. So I got a message, switch DM sent. Same here. You learned how to write a check in school too? Yeah, buddy. We're old. Uh-oh. Okay. Looks like we have a hit already. Nope, that ain't it. Come on now. All right, because of Misha's concern, we already have some information. Federal grant search. Search through federal grants to find recipients. EV charging. 99 results. Taxpayer money spent. Hundreds, thousands, millions, $1 billion. Holy cow. Okay. Well, I guess Questionable Gardener is going to be doing a dive on this one. Gotta love Data Republicans tools. Great work. Thank you, Misha, for the idea. See, you bring up an idea, sometimes something comes of it. That's awesome. See, I love it when we interact with each other and something good comes of it. Awesome work. Awesome work, guys. But yeah, guys, $500 billion in waste in Social Security. Or by using a fake or stolen Social Security number to claim benefits in another program. That is an unacceptable amount of money. $1 billion, that's a lot of money. Yes, Dr. Gold, I agree. For EV charging, we have spent $1 billion taxpayer dollars for EV. Kill switch right above that one. Oh. All right. No kill switches in Cars Act introduced in 2023 with no vote. So when was it supposed to go into effect if we're trying to overturn it? So it looks like Scott Perry tried to introduce a bill to get rid of it, but apparently it has not gone to vote. 2022, 95% of cars had them in 2022. Yeah, guys, so don't think just because you don't have an EV that the government won't turn your car off. They can. EV free. Bandit, I'm with you. I like my diesel. My diesel car, I can drive from where I live 8 hours to Nashville, and I still have like a quarter tank of fuel to drive around town. You can't do that in an EV. You just can't. There's a certain amount of freedom that having a fossil fuel powered car or truck gives you. You just can't beat gasoline and diesel for stored chemical potential energy. You just can't. Dr. Gold says that money could be used on American people like homeless veterans. Sure. But I bet even a lot of the homeless veteran charities are probably stealing our money. It's just like the Save the Children charities, right? Name it something good that people will want to donate to or that they won't ask questions. And then rob the American people blind. Like, so much fraud. So, speaking of environmentalism and silliness with government, here's a post from the questionable gardener himself in response to James's post where he states, and I have also taken this position publicly, huge scale solar should not be put on prime farmland. It's idiotic. They should be on car parks instead. Yep. Moonshine. Are you kidding, Bandit? If this was moonshine, I would be dead. I would be like completely unconscious. This is water. I do like drinking out of glass, right? I try to minimize the amount of plastic that I interact with. I have enough microplastics in my balls already. Just minimize microplastics in the balls, guys. So Questionable Gardener did post that there is no required kill switch bill, but that they are trying to ban them. Yep. Yeah, guys, this makes the most sense. Farmland, like we are converting so much farmland into these solar fields that then hailstorms just decimate. We had an article on that last week, if you want to go watch last week's episode, where it's like they're so fragile. I got in an argument with somebody on X2 who was very pro-solar. And when I posted that nuclear makes way more sense, like look at the amount of land that they have occupied with solar panels. You could build multiple nuclear facilities on a piece of land that big. Your output would be way more reliable. It would be way, way higher. Like, and this is farmland. This should stay farmland. We should do like Questionable Gardener here posts and that James posted. Yeah, car parks, guys. Huge, huge asphalt sections that are car parks. Large buildings. Like rooftop solar makes the most sense to me. I like the idea of doing it on car parks like this because, hey, having your car shaded is nice. Stays out of the elements. You get less rain on it. You know, the hail damage might break the solar panels, but, you know, you can coat the solar panels with like a Lexan or a plexiglass. It just kind of affects their output. But yeah, guys, no more farmland. This is dumb. This is really dumb. We should stop doing that. Yeah, 100% agree. Yeah, here's where we talk about USAID money, though, being used to bribe people. So he was paying blackmail using USAID money. I'm sure all of you remember this video from before, but you know what? We're going to play it again because it's crazy.
You remember when Joe Biden was at the Council on Foreign Relations and bragged that he got the top prosecutor in Ukraine fired by the Ukrainian government because he explicitly conditioned the firing of the prosecutor who was investigating Burisma. He expressly conditioned their receipt of $1 billion in U.S. financial assistance on the firing of Viktor Shokin.
Yeah, who is he? Who is he investigating? Burisma? Oh, I think you all remember who was on the board of Burisma with absolutely no background or education in the energy sector. I have more experience in the energy sector than Hunter Biden did. I do. Because I worked as a grid control operator. Like, I have more experience than he does.
Prosecutor, and he said, son of a B. He was...
it's so crazy watching him brag about that publicly. It just shows you what an idiot he is.
Yeah, bragging about it publicly. Oh, really? Yeah, when did that happen? Oh, wait.
It just happened to be that was the assignment I got. I got all the good ones. So I got Ukraine. And I remember going over convincing our team, or others, to convincing us that we should be providing for loan guarantees. And I went over, I guess, the 12th, 13th time to Kyiv, and I was supposed to announce that there was another $1 billion loan guarantee. And I had gotten a commitment from Poroshenko and from Yatsenyuk that they would take action against the state prosecutor, and they didn't. So they said they were walking out to the press conference. I said, no, I said, I'm not going to, or we're not going to give you the $1 billion. They said, you have no authority. You're not the president. The president said. I said, call him. I said, I'm telling you, you're not getting $1 billion. I said, you're not getting $1 billion. I'm going to be leaving here. And I think it was, 6 hours? I looked, I said, I'm leaving in 6 hours. If the prosecutor's not fired, you're not getting the money. Oh, son of a bitch.
Yeah, well, son of a bitch. They fired him. The guy who was investigating Burisma, that Hunter Biden was on the board for, and that he was obviously getting a kickback. It's my opinion, right? It's my opinion that there was enough circumstantial evidence to show that the big guy that was getting the 10% was this clown. So much corruption, guys. So much corruption. And the fact that the $1 billion loan guarantee that they secured by firing him was from USAID. It was our money. Our money. We, the taxpayers, gave Ukraine $1 billion to end the investigation into a company that Hunter Biden sat on the board for. You can see there in the bottom also that Biden arranged for Ukraine to receive the $1 billion. He threatened to withhold the guarantee unless they fired Viktor Shokin. The company his son worked for, Victoria Nuland, and her team used USAID to fund the Maidan and overthrow Yanukovych. Yeah. USAID is the greatest threat to democracy in the world. I actually believe, I agree with that statement. Do you? Because the Maidan and overthrowing Yanukovych, who was a pro-Russia president, only to have the Maidan rebellion, and then suddenly there was a pro-West government in place. Weird. U.S. taxpayers paid to overthrow the pro-Russia government of Ukraine to replace it with a pro-West government. And now we've been giving them hundreds of billions of dollars. Guys, these people are using money at our expense. This money that they print comes from you and me. It may not be directly, but when they print it, it devalues our currency. It means that the money we have is worth less. It's almost worthless. The only saving grace that the US dollar has is that the other idiots did it worse than us. DM USAID Ukraine. Okay, Gardner, I'll take a look at it. Report the office. Ooh, okay. Next tab. Gardner coming through with the research. I know what you meant. You DM me. Slide into my DMs with some research. The Office of Inspector General for Ukraine spending shows that the U.S.'s IGs only met with Ukrainian officials 5 times in 10 years. USAID spent billions of dollars in Ukraine since 2014. For that kind of spending, you would expect significant oversight. Instead, there were only 4 IGs even assigned for oversight. This is completely unacceptable, but I guess we shouldn't be surprised anymore when it comes to USAID. Audit Ukraine aid immediately. Let's see what this document says. OIG based in the U.S., Germany, Ukraine conduct investigations related to USAID's Ukraine response. The team of 3 special agents and 1 assistant special agent in charge was recently approved to expand, adding 1 senior agent and 2 Ukrainian national investigators and 1 administrative assistant. Wow. So we had, 3 agents, 1 assistant, 1 senior, so that makes 5, and 2 investigators, that's 7 plus an administrative assistant. Cool. Liaisons of outreach, number of engagements, 6. Liaison meetings with USAID and USG personnel. 5 meetings with Ukrainian entities. Complaints and disclosures by allegations since February of 2022. Complaints from Ukrainian citizens with no apparent to nexus to USAID, 182. 14 were non-viable. 15 for theft and diversion. 13 for missing social service salary or stipend payments. 12 complaints for program fraud. 11 for procurement fraud. 11 for conflict of interest and ethics. 5 for mismanagement. 5 for bribery. 6 for false statements. Guys, the amount of complaints to only have the number of people assigned is crazy. Hundreds of billions of dollars have gone there in the last few years. With what accountability? Absolutely outrageous. And you want to know where your money's going? This is probably one of my more favorite posts right now. I don't know why it's so big. We're just going to go full screen then. But it's, wait for it, I'm Ukrainian and this is my Porsche.
I am Ukrainian and this is my car. I am Ukrainian and this is my church. I am Ukrainian and this is my bridge. I am Ukrainian and this is my gas station. I am Ukrainian and this is my school.
2.
So she just went through a whole list of things. Yeah, see, not good view there. Whole list of things that was like, look at the chaos and destruction behind me. Yeah, right before
Seconds. Yeah.
that. Oh, same person. Weird. Living the life. Yep. Why did it pause? Keep going. Thank you. Nice Porsche. Concerts. Yeah, guys. It's kind of crap, isn't it? Oh, here's a little sneak peek at the next one. And Questionable Gardner also posts that by comparison, 6,200 journalists went to Ukraine to report. Only 6 to verify the money. It's quite the disparity. Also, in a nice little wrap-up follow-up to last week, we have a picture of Adam, the lectern guy, posting this, no less. Another JD Vance meme. I don't know. I just won't get tired of these. They're so good. So good. I like how Native Patriot, who was just on Timcast IRL a couple of nights ago. If you haven't seen that episode, check it out if you have time. Native Patriot, real cool dude. And in response, is this even a JD swap? It is very similar. It is creepily similar. But gotta love the JD memes, guys. Gotta love them. It's a nice lighthearted thing to kind of palate cleanse when there's so much nonsense going on, whether it's the swattings, whether it's the USAID fraud, whether it's our legislature just being clowns and our government not prioritizing us. Yeah, Bandit, love the Vance memes. I agree. They're great. You got here, Declaration of Memes, posting an old post from Thomas Massey that he nominates 1913 as the hashtag worst year ever for the American government. The 16th Amendment, income tax was ratified. 17th Amendment, direct election of senators, and the Federal Reserve was established. Guys, 1913, if we could just not do 1 year in history and see what would be better, this is the one. Dr. Gold says, it's so crazy to see all the people supporting terrorists. Which ones, if you don't mind my asking, are you referring to? Because you have the terrorists over in the Mediterranean. You have the terrorists here at home. We have terrorists apparently still going around in Iraq. You have terrorists just everywhere right now. But I would also argue there's terrorists potentially in our government. You never know. But yeah, the income tax, not great. Not great, guys. The 17th Amendment, though, in my opinion, as an amendment, is probably one of the most destructive amendments we have. The direct election of senators is against what the initial intent from the founding fathers was for the Senate. The House of Representatives was supposed to represent the people, and the Senate was designed to represent the best interests of the state. That's why senators were appointed by the state assemblies or the state legislatures. And then if you wanted a bill passed, you had to come to some agreement and a compromise between the people that are doing what's best interest or what voted for by the people and the people that represent what is in the best interest of the state. So there would be a balance there when it comes to legislation. The legislation would have to be good for the state and the people. By directly electing the senators, now we just have the House representing the people and the Senate representing the people. We all know that neither one does that, but in theory. So where is the compromise that is supposed to not screw over the state? Who is the parent in the room right now? Where is the balancing force to say, hey, look, I know you guys want more free stuff, but it's going to bankrupt the state. We can't do it. We must come to a compromise. We must negotiate. Where does that come from now? Comes from nowhere. And that's why I think the 17th Amendment is one of the worst. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. There are other amendments that I don't necessarily like, but one of them got overturned because prohibition was dumb. Do I think everybody should be drinking booze? No. No, it's really not a good use of your time. But I don't think that the federal government should put it in the Constitution, and we undid it with another amendment, right? So in the end, it worked out. But now, with the way that we are divided, do you see any path forward to getting an actual constitutional amendment ratified through the normal process without having to do a convention of states? Do you see it? Because I don't. I can't think of a single thing that we could get enough support from the state legislatures on now. With how divided we are, I don't think we have it. Maybe if we got rid of all of the illegals, maybe if we deported them all back to their home countries and the House of Representatives adjusted after the census for the correct population number, maybe then we have a shot in the dark of getting another amendment, but I don't think we're gonna. What do you guys think? Got another one here. Lee Zeldin. EPA administrator launched 31 actions to empower the golden age of American success. The actions will drive energy dominance, reduce costs for Americans, and strengthen the U.S. auto industry.
Today, I'm pleased to make the largest deregulatory announcement in U.S. history. The Environmental Protection Agency is initiating 31 historic actions to fulfill President Trump's promise to unleash American energy, revitalize our auto industry, restore the rule of law, and give power back to the states. EPA will be...
Which is a crazy concept, guys. Giving power back to the states in a federalist system. Why would you want to do that? Why would you want to take power away from the federal government? I can't imagine why you would want to take money, power, and authority away from the federal government when they're so good at using your money to bribe each other. Why would you want to do... No wonder they're so mad right now. No wonder. Because we're doing stuff like this. Keep going, Lee.
Reconsidering many suffocating rules that restrict nearly every sector of our economy and cost Americans trillions of dollars.
That's a big number.
Our actions include the Biden administration's deeply flawed Clean Power Plan 2.0, mercury and air toxic standards, Quad-O BC, particulate matter 2.5, light, medium, and heavy car and truck rules.
Oh, I like that one.
NESHAPs, and the so-called social cost of carbon.
What is the social cost of carbon? Especially when the government approves grants to spray, I don't know, liquid methane into the upper atmosphere to manipulate weather, which is a way more potent greenhouse gas than CO2. Let's let the government fund spraying a greenhouse gas into the atmosphere while the government tries to regulate another one that's less harmful. Okay, make that make sense. Maybe that's why we should make the federal government smaller. What do you guys think?
To advance cooperative federalism, EPA will partner with states that were universally rejected by the last...
Liquid petroleum. Yes, I think was it methane? Or was it just like liquefied natural gas? What were they? Liquid petroleum. Do you know which one?
Administration's Good Neighbor Rule.
And silver oxide. That's right. They had two different grants. He had silver oxide and liquid petroleum. Let's do both. The EPA did ban silver oxide, and yet there was another department, and I'm sure you'll put in which, that approved the use of silver oxide. It was liquefied natural gas. Okay. Thank you.
Among many other actions, today's momentous day also includes the 2009 endangerment finding, along with all actions that rely on it. I've been told the endangerment finding is considered the holy grail of the climate change religion. For me, the U.S. Constitution and the laws of this nation will be strictly interpreted and followed. No exceptions.
Oh, man, imagine hearing... Oh, they're mad. They're going to be big mad. Big mad. What do you guys think? I think this is great news, guys. The EPA has been over-regulating. The EPA has been legislating effectively from their department, controlling entire swaths of our economy, from the energy sector to the automobile and transportation sector. Guys, these are enormous, enormous parts of our economy that are under the control of the EPA. And for what? For what benefit? I don't know. I think them getting out of the way and letting the states control this stuff makes way more sense. Yeah, I'm with it too, Bandit. I'm totally with it. Bandit there wrote in the chat that he's with it. Yeah, 100%. I think we should return as much authority as we possibly can to the states. Almost like there's a 10th Amendment for that. The end of the Bill of Rights clearly says, hey, any restrictions or things not clearly laid out here, anything not delegated to the government, goes to the states. The federal government should not have nearly the amount of authority and power that it does. But then you get these crazy activist judges that also make rulings that support this nonsense. And I'm sure none of them are getting kickbacks. Nah, I'm sure their family members aren't on the boards of some of these charities that are being affected by the cuts to USAID. I'm sure that Oh, wait, we already covered that. They are. So we have these activist judges that are legislating from the bench to their own benefit. We need to impeach them. We need to impeach them now. Got here, Anna Paulina Luna has filed a new bill to allow federal agents caught destroying or withholding government documents to receive life in prison. The SHRED Act, stopping high-level record elimination and destruction. Right now, the maximum punishment is 20 years. The new law would be a minimum of 20 years and a maximum of life. What do you think? I bet we're going to see a whole bunch of Republicans vote against this. You know why? Because there's a lot of them that are corrupt too. Ideologically, you would think that you have the left and the not left, right? In the legislature, though, you actually kind of have the left, the uniparty, and the not left. Most of these uniparty tards are just going to do things. They're going to keep voting for things, and they're going to vote against things like this that would limit their ability to steal our money. I don't like it. I like this law. I like the sound of this. I think we need things like this, and we need a lot more than just this. Bandit says, I consider myself MAGA now. Now, here's the question, Bandit, and maybe you can enlighten us. Are you MAGA because the left left you behind, or are you MAGA because it just makes sense? Or have you been MAGA the whole time? Because I know a lot of people that weren't originally MAGA that are now because the left just went so crazy that they became hostile to them for no reason other than they weren't part of the cult. Now, yeah, guys, I voted for him 3 times. I say I voted to help him win all 3 times, but, you know, that's a whole conspiracy theory out there that you're not supposed to talk about because Joe Biden won the 2020 election. NOAA gave the grants. The EPA had banned silver oxide. Thank you for the follow-up, Gardner. So NOAA approved something that the EPA had banned. Our government doesn't talk to itself, and it's very apparent. This week, we also had X get knocked offline for hours. People couldn't use it. People couldn't use the app. I could respond to DMs from my phone, but I could not respond. I could not load new DMs. I could not load new pages. I could not load many things, especially in the app. Nothing worked. So they traced the IP addresses, which again does not mean that that's where they actually are. You can spoof IP addresses. You can spoof all kinds of things. But Elon says,
just was looking back. Let me just see if I get this right. Another thing, everyone's attacking you for your position. What are you doing in the government? There was a cyber attack on X today, which shut it down and may have been foreign sourced.
Yes.
It's a big story. You want to give us a moment on that?
Well, we're not sure exactly what happened, but there was a massive cyber attack to try to bring down the X system with IP addresses originating in the Ukraine area.
that doesn't necessarily, like I said, it doesn't mean that the people involved were there. In the day of the internet, you can do all kinds of things. You can route things. You can do whatever. I'm not saying it was Ukraine. I'm not saying that. But it's a little suspicious that as we're getting in arguments with Ukraine, as we're kicking their leader out of the Oval Office, as all these things are happening, suddenly all of this cyber warfare is going on. Suddenly, all of these people are being swatted. Suddenly, all of these things are happening. Bandit says, so many corrupt on both sides, I'd rather identify as MAGA. That's fair. You know, it really is. because making America great again, we need to. But to do that, we have to fight both sides legally, non-violently. We have to fight both because there are people on the right and there are people on the left that are on the take. The uniparty is on the take. So you really have this coalition that is MAGA, that is the not left, the not uniparty. And then you have the left, you have people on the left that are just communists. Like, there's no other word for it. But yeah, I'm with you, buddy. I've been MAGA since the beginning just because he was an outsider. He was different. He was not part of the entrenched political class. There is something about these lifelong, full-time, just politicians that just rubs me the wrong way. And now we're finding out why. I had this feeling many, many years ago that I just did not like these career politicians, and I didn't know why. But now we do. Now we know exactly why. We know exactly why Crockett, after 2 years or 3 years in the legislature, has millions of dollars. Why Nancy Pelosi is the most prolific stock trader pretty much in history. Guys, it's corruption. It's terrible. And it's these career politicians. They get into these positions of power and they abuse the process. They steal our money to enrich themselves at our expense. They print more money and then they give it to their friends, and then their friends give it back to them, and everybody takes a cut. We've seen the webs, the USAID webs. We've seen how much money people get, right? This was Lindsey Graham. How much money they get from the government, guys. It's awful. I hate it. I hate every bit of it. Something that the left was going after, and you saw it all over X, guys, all over X. The price of eggs. The price of eggs, guys. Trump promised he would make the price of eggs go down. Why was it up still? Dr. Gold says, I don't like the radical left and the radical. Yeah, guys, the extreme ends of either side, it's probably not good. It's not productive. It's way too tribal, too divisive. I just wish that we could all agree that we like America and that we were trying to make America better. Like, if it was the right wanted to make America better in one way and the left wanted to make America better in another way, and it was just two different ideas about how to do the same thing, I would be all about it. Diversity of ideas and thought are good. We'd be like, hey, maybe this is the best way. And that's really what the federalist system was supposed to be for. The federalist system was supposed to set up 50 independent laboratories, whatever you want to call them. 50 test cases where you could try different things to find the best way of doing something. And when you found it, the people around you and the states around you should look around and say, hey, guys, our way of doing it isn't working as good as theirs. They're more successful than we are. Maybe we should do it like they're doing it. And then that idea spreads until everybody is doing it the best way. And then in another area, maybe a different state has a better idea and it works best for them. And then eventually, over time, the theory would be that with a federalist system, you should end up with a more optimal outcome in almost every segment of government because you are picking and choosing the best performing options from every state and incorporating them system-wide. That is the ideal utopian view of federalism. Pelosi DMs. Uh-oh. But you can see here, guys, before we go to the Pelosi DMs, you can see here, I'm going to have to reload the page. You can see here, though, the price of eggs is coming down pretty quickly. It's almost gone in half from where it peaked. It's almost like killing over 100 million chickens. It's almost like killing all those chickens affected the price of eggs. And until they could get them, I don't know, alive again, we were going to see higher prices for eggs. It's almost like that. Almost. Let's see. 2 DMs. I see a salmon fisheries. Is that the one you're talking about? Because you got a salmon fishery related to NOAA. Again, this is going to be millions, not billions, but salmon fisheries account for $61 million of the $1.5. Oh, this one's supposed to be $1 million in seafood. But salmon-related research work received $1.1 billion in grants. This is a Pelosi thing? Or is something else to Pelosi? This just looks like the salmon fisheries, which is annoying. Gotta love Save the Children. That was a good one. Send it to the wrong person. That's fine. You know, it happens. While we're waiting, though, you can see that we have 2 threads that I highly encourage you guys go look at. Save the Children. That a Republicans thread. How much money in and out? Look at that. Save the Children, guys. Over almost $500 million. That should be fine, right? Yeah. Yeah, it didn't go so good. You should definitely check that one out. Save the children, guys. You want to save the children. You don't want to hurt the children, do you? You got to give money to save the children. My ex is getting mad. I think I have too many tabs open. I'm probably going to get kicked off like I'm a robot. Can I even load my DMs anymore? Ugh. Did my account get flagged? Guys, what is happening? That's not a good side. At least I had already loaded this. Let's see if it'll play. Oh, gosh, guys. Uh-oh. My ex is not... Oh, wait. Are we getting it? No. Uh-oh. Man, did it just really not like Save the Children? What did you do? Gardner, what happened? Okay, guys. I think my ex broke. But we can go on to a story that's already loaded that doesn't have a video. Derek Evans, who will be running against Shelley Moore Capito here in 2026. Of course, this rhino is one of the senators who voted against codifying Doge foreign aid cuts. She just publicly told everyone that she supports the government stealing your money and sending it to other countries. She has an F Liberty score, guys, an F. 43% Liberty score is terrible. West Virginia needs to elect a MAGA senator in the primary, to which Derek says she's the worst. Derek will be running against her, is the word. You can see right there, the Derek Evans account that's posting this is Derek Evans 4WV. I believe that is his campaign account. I did just see it reload, so we might actually have our X back. Do we have it? I think we have it. All right. Yes, okay. Part 2, Save the Children. Looked at grants. Yeah, guys, definitely look at these threads. These threads by Questionable Gardner are amazing. You want to see how this money is spent? He does a great job with these write-ups to show you exactly how that money is spent. Oh. Nancy Pelosi trades, guys. The market index is up 200%. Nancy is up 672%. That seems legit, right? There's no way that that's linked to her being in Congress, right? Right? She wouldn't use that information for nefarious purposes, would she? Would she? I don't know. What do you think? Oh, it looks like we have... Uh-oh. What'd I do? It got mad again. Ugh. I'm sorry, guys. This was not expected. I had all my show prep. I had it all loaded. Everything is loaded. I loaded everything in, except none of the videos are working. Yeah, not Nancy, Bandit. Not Nancy. She would never do that. Just like this girl would never just hit somebody in the head with a baton because she's not winning. That would never happen. Never happen. Is it also acting up for you as well? Okay, so it's not just me. It's not just me, I guess. Nancy Pelosi is Miss Theo. Who's Theo? Like Theo Von? Anyways, so yeah, this runner, I was going to show you the video. Hopefully we can get it to load. She just straight up hit girl in front of her right here in the black. She just strikes her in the head. Yeah, like Gunther here points out, no matter how much you cry and say you didn't do it, it's on video. You did it. Like, the fact that you're even trying to claim that you didn't do it is wild. Let's see if we can get it to load. Okay, we got FBI Director Kash Patel ringside with Dana White. Guys, yeah, it's great. I love to see it. I love to see it. This is a good palate cleanser. It's good to see that the people in charge are, good people again. I really do have high hopes for Kash. I am waiting to see what kind of major stuff we can have happen. The FBI has a lot of work that they need to do to clean up their reputation. So I really, really hope they can get some of that stuff sorted. Ooh, mute button. Thankfully. Can I load X again? Will it load? Hit refresh. Cross your fingers, everyone. Let's see if we can get that second Nancy Pelosi thing. She only cried from one eye, Bandit? Bandit, what does that mean? She only cried from one eye. Yeah, it's breaking. Celebrating the 23rd anniversary. Miss Cleo. Okay. Oh, I got a YouTube link from West Virginia. I don't know. Should I open it? Is it going to be? Oh, got it. Okay. I'll pull that up real quick because that actually makes a lot more sense. Let's just put this in here. Miss Cleo. Okay. This makes way more sense now. We don't need ad free. Thank you.
If you've never had a reading from a real psychic, try.
Oh, wait. Miss Cleo, she wasn't even Jamaican? Is that true? Is that true, Gardner? She wasn't even Jamaican?
Yes, right now for free. Your father had a stroke at a young age, did he not? Right.
Right. Yeah, you got to believe all those things. Yeah, there's no way that they would lie. Yeah, that would never happen. I don't think we're going to get it back, guys. Okay. We're just going to keep going. 23 years launching a rescue mission to the ISS. I was really hoping we'd have video for these because some of this SpaceX stuff that I wanted to round out the show with has some great video. Great video. They posted Starship, or this was actually Super Heavy. They had a great video under the booster at launch that was posted by SpaceX. Guys, come on. Really? X? Why would you do this during my show, X? Don't you know I'm trying to support you? There we go. Oh, God, guys. Like, absolute insanity. It loaded the video, but I can't full screen it. Oh, no, that wasn't working. That wasn't working, Gardner. I tried. Ooh, it is not liking this. Yeah, we're getting audio, but not video. Oh, God, there's so many things that were videos. I apologize, guys. Maybe we'll pick it up for next week. You know the guy who set up the camera that took that? I want to know what kind of enclosure they used to get that video, because that is a psychotic amount of sound energy and heat energy and just physical force being acted upon the housing for that camera. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Come on. Because if I can't get these videos loaded, guys, the whole last like 15 minutes is going to be kind of dumb. No sound. Yeah, I don't have any controls right now. It melted? The camera melted? Oh no. I mean, I'm not terribly shocked. Like 33 Raptor engines pointed at your camera. I don't know what else you expect. But like Elon talks about here, Mario posts, I'm not sure people understand how massive Starship actually is. Starship is the largest flying object ever made. The thing will be over 5,000 tons of weight at liftoff. It's going straight up with 5,000 tons. It's much heavier than any aircraft by far. No aircraft comes close, and it goes straight up. Aircraft can't go straight up. Some can. Like the F-16 will go straight up. The F-22 can go straight up. There's a couple, but it is rare, guys. Having a positive thrust to weight ratio in an aircraft is crazy. Says it'll have more than twice the thrust of a Saturn V, and it's a very big rocket. But yeah, you can see I can scroll. For some reason, I can scroll the video, but I can't play it. Okay, I mean, it's just a good shot of the launch. Love the mock diamonds, guys. It's the third camera that he's lost, and he doesn't care. Must be nice to have I lost my third camera kind of money.
Holy shit!
This is crazy. If you look at the angle this thing comes in at. Apparently the video is working for this one. Yeah, most impressive thing he's ever seen. Like, it's not coming in straight. That thing's coming in at an angle. Those grid fins are doing work.
Here it comes. Oh my god. Holy shit, I got in the back.
Holy shit. I love the crowd.
Oh my god. Just let off fire.
And this to me looks like if you've ever tried to balance a pool cue with your hands.
Holy shit.
And the birds are like, nope, we out. Yeah, guys, SpaceX within the last day did 3 missions in 13 hours. They launched 4 astronauts to the space station. They had 74 rideshare payloads to orbit and added 23 Starlinks to its constellation. Basically, just over half a day, 3 launches. That is an impressive feat, guys. Impressive. Let's see if this video will load now. Is X cooperating more now? Kind of. Yeah, okay, we got controls. All right, looks like it's fixing itself. Yeah, guys, I don't know how the blue hoses or purple hoses there, I don't know how they're not melting. Like, thinking about how much energy is in here is crazy. Gardner says there's a thrust to weight ratio of 1.78. 5,000 tons of weight means 8,800 tons of thrust. Yeah, not pounds. 8,800 tons of thrust. Crazy, guys. Yeah, the fact that this camera survived as long as it did is amazing. Like, it looks like if you've ever seen the movie Constantine, when he goes to hell and it's just like a wasteland and it's on fire. Like, this reminds me of hell from the movie Constantine. I shouldn't have paused it. Damn it. Damn it, Jim. There we go. You can see the slow-mo of it taking off just, oh. It's so crazy. Such a cool shot. God, I just don't, like, I'm almost speechless looking at video like that. Like, it is so cool to see. So, as a wrap up, so yesterday's Falcon 9 reached 20,000 kilometers an hour in 14 minutes. That is fast. That is really fast. Like, the Falcon 9 is an awesome, awesome workhorse vehicle. And seeing them land it as often as they are now is just so, so cool. But there was one, yes, here. SpaceX. So this is the final story for the night, guys. I appreciate you guys sticking through it. SpaceX will launch over 90% of all Earth's payload mass to orbit this year. China will be about 5%, and the rest of the world, including the rest of America, is around 5%. When Starship is launching at high rates, SpaceX will probably carry over 99% of Earth's payload mass to orbit. This is necessary to make Mars a self-sustaining civilization.
You want to know what's crazy? SpaceX has a goal of reaching 170 launches this year in 2025.
Yeah.
I remember when they were trying to break the record of 100 launches in 1 year, and well, they just keep going and breaking their own records, which most rocket companies would dream of. But I want to point your attention over here. I'm here at the Cape, and SpaceX is actually looking for permission to increase their launch cadence from 50 launches at Slick 40 all the way up to 120 launches per year.
Just at Slick 40, 120 is crazy, guys. That's every 3 days. That's every 3 days they want to launch from Slick 40. That's crazy. Rescue mission is almost to the ISS. DM'd me. Okay.
Which is a big deal. That is so many launches just for one pad to handle. And
Yes.
so the FAA released some
Yeah, guys, every 3 days from the same pad is crazy. Like the refurbishment required, they must have gotten that down to a science.
news about it today. So
Dr.
not only
Gold,
would this proposal...
thank you very much for the super chat. Great show. Appreciate it as always. I always appreciate your attendance and your super chats. They are very generous. So thank you very much.
Increase Falcon 9 operations from 50 to up to 120 per year from Space Launch Complex 40 at the Cape Canaveral Space Force Station here in Florida. The draft EA also reviews construction of a first stage booster landing zone at the site with
they're going to do a new landing zone as well at Slick 40. Interesting.
up to 34 landings per year. So the FAA is releasing for public review a draft of that environmental assessment.
Nice, guys. Very nice. Increased launch cadence. Always. There we go. Always a good thing. Let's see. We got. Oh, no. DMs. Come on. We can do it. We can do it, guys. Think good thoughts. Think positive thoughts. Got another post. Oh, here we go. Follow Dragon. Okay, first you have a DM. It looks like it was from a while ago, but follow Dragon. Oh, they built a website for this. Is that it? Like, is it actually right at the space station already? Because my cursor is not captured right now by OBS, but I'm pointing like right below the station. It's actually there already. That's really fast, actually. Bandit says, even with the glitches, the show was great. Hey, I appreciate it. I appreciate the kind words. Wow, that's actually very, very quickly. I'm a little sad that I wasn't able to bring you this last one, but come on, X. You can do it. You can do it. I don't think it's going to do it, guys. I think that might round out the show as X is coming crashing down. I'm just happy we hit 300 views on X, even with all the challenges. So thank you guys very much. I appreciate it. Yeah, that page ain't loading, guys. I think that's all she wrote for X. But hey, thank you, Gardner, for all of the research. Thank you, Dr. Gold, for the super chat. Thank you, Bandit, for all of your interactions, as well as West Virginia. Always a good time. Thank you, Shell, for your constant support and your just overall support being there. Misha, thank you for the first chats and for the idea for Gardner to pursue when it came to that electrical vehicle charging. So thank you very much. Bandit, thank you very much. Good to see you. Tagged me in the post. The Serbia did not. That's the one I'm trying to load right now that is just not loading. Oh wait. Is it finally going to load? Am I going to actually be able to? Huge street protest in Belgrade. Well over 500,000 people are in the streets demanding their president resign. What is happening, Gardner? Serbia is not happy about something. What are they not happy about? See if the notifications worked. Let me pull it up without everyone looking. I am trying to load it right now, and it is not wanting to load, buddy. My ex is pissed. I'll check it out. I bet you right after I stop streaming, it's going to load just fine. Anyways, thank you guys for showing up. Thank you every week. It's always fun. Your guys' interaction makes it much more entertaining for me and more entertaining for you. So your interactions are always appreciated. I will be back next week, Saturday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, now that we've had daylight savings time. And we will have another weekly update. You can also catch me co-hosting the Space Tuesday night at 9 p.m. with the Questionable Gardner. We have various topics. You never really know. Sometimes he has a topic and we don't even talk about it. Sometimes there is no topic and we talk about all kinds of things. We just need to make sure we always talk about nuclear power. I'm kidding, West Virginia. I'm kidding. We won't talk about nuclear power anymore unless somebody asks about it. Maybe. Thanks for a great show. Thank you, Questionable Gardner. 306 viewers. Yes, 306 is a good number. Like it. Thank you all. Hope you have a great week. Take care of yourselves. Dr. Gold says this was fun, and I have about an hour left of your shift. Dr. Gold, I hope you have a great rest of your shift. Take care of yourselves, everyone. God bless, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.